Yep.
All right, awesome. So the procedure I'm about to show you is something that you need to do every time you take a turntable somewhere else to play. So like at a gig, when you bring it back home, you want to use them. You want to do that every single time. That's the best way to do it.
Okay.
Because like these adjustments, they can mess up in your cases and whatnot.
Oh, I'm sure.
So the two main things is make sure your turntable is level to the ground. The easiest thing to do is one of these levels.
Okay.
So I just center it right here with the spindle. You can kind of see that. You see the center one here. That looks good.
Okay.
From my angle at least.
Yep, looks good to me.
And then do from the side, make sure and that looks like it's a little bit off. So I'm going to raise these back ones up just like even a little bit.
How do you raise the?
So these wheels, or these feet rather, turn.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
And so you can adjust that for height. It looks like right now you have them all the way in. And even if this is level right now, I was just pushing all of them out just a little bit.
Okay.
Because you feel a little bit spongy.
Yeah.
So a lot of stages or areas, they'll have a lot of bass coming into the subwoofers. And if it vibrates the stage.
Oh, so you don't want it to vibrate the top?
Correct, yes, so that would help the vibrations. So.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
So let's move all these out.
Yeah, these are hot out of the shop, so.
Nice. Yeah, they feel fresh.
Awesome.
Let's look at that one time. So I need to go up just a little bit. Right. That should be good. Should mess that up. That's good. So now this is a level turntable.
Okay, awesome.
So also a level turntable, this will spin easier. Usually when I set up my turntable somewhere, the first thing I do is just spin it around, see if there's any resistance. Like if it drags back too hard, I know it's not level. So.
Okay.
So the next part is the tone arm itself. Come on, Ron, I'll show you. This button back here, the one thing you need to remember is like always keep it at 0. It's always going to be at 0. Next thing is the height. Let me turn on a flashlight so you can see that. So you see these numbers right here? There's a 2, 1, 2.
Yep.
And then they're like this little kind of arrow nub right here.
Mm-hmm.
We want to put that on 3.
Okay.
All right.
Is there a reason for that?
3 is the height that Hubert, if you're familiar with DJ Hubert, he's a real famous
Yeah.
scratch DJ. That's the height that he sets them at. Always.
Okay. So
Now,
it's like a best practice?
he's a heavy scratcher, so I gathered that like it's probably the best height for like if anything happens and like a lot of heavy, vibration and whatnot. Now you're really supposed to like, this is kind of complicated. I'm probably not going to go into too much detail. The ideal way to do the height is to make sure the tone arm when.
Pablo's talking about it being level, like making sure it was level.
So when it slopes down, there's supposed to be even amount of space throughout the whole thing. That's not a huge important thing for DJing. That's mostly for listening purposes.
Okay.
So, all right. So first step was make sure the anti-skate's on 0.
Okay.
Second step was make sure that's on 3.
Okay.
And let me take this off and I'll explain the next step. This is the counterweight. So this actually is very important. This is the most important thing. So you notice how this spins here?
Yep.
So basically what we're going to do is put this on here and we're going to put it at 0. That's zeroing in it accurately.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to put this on here. Right here. Now this part is going to be a little bit funky if you're not used to it. I'm going to want to get the tone arm so it just floats perfectly even. That's pretty close. No, can't see.
So you're just twisting it until it's level.
Yeah, so you see how it's just floating by itself? So it's not on the record, it's not way up.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, that'd be totally on. This would be, you want it actually floating. Now I say be careful about this part because you don't want to accidentally knock your needle down the record hard, so.
Right.
So that's pretty much it. Maybe look at this. So now it's just floating. It's just like sitting there.
Gotcha.
So now I'm going to put this down. I'm going to lock it. Now, I'm going to hold this back part and keep it tight where it's at so it doesn't move. I'm going to move this wheel that has the numbers. So where the 0 is at 12 o'clock. You see it from this angle. So that's 0.
Okay.
So that's the first step of what we're doing with the weight. Now the second step is we're going to put the weight, twist the whole thing down to the recommended weight for this cartridge, for this needle. For this needle, it should be 4 grams. The gauge only goes up to 3.5. So we're basically going to spin it all the way around until it goes back to 0. Here, I'll show you.
Okay.
So 3.5, and 0 at 12 o'clock. So that should be the correct weight.
Okay.
And that's how you do it normally. Now, if you want a shortcut,
Yeah,
these are like $10 on Amazon.
I probably need that then.
This is called a stylus weight.
Awesome.
So, turn this on. And let's see if this is accurate. Batteries are low, that's not good. 4.08. I don't think
Okay.
so that's close.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if you don't want to deal with like that, what I just done, you can buy one of these.
Okay.
Just make sure it's at the recommended weight.
Okay.
Now, if you switch to like a different needle, like a different brand or a different model, it might be a different weight. The instructions will tell you.
Okay.
It's usually like 3.5 or 4.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So that's it. That's a balanced tonearm.
Awesome.